Nesting is something that helps us to calm our bodies so that way we can connect with our hearts. That way we can connect with our family members. And that way we can really hear our inner guidance and hear our heart's desires. When we think about nesting, we can think about our space being a comfortable, cozy space. For some kids that are more high energy, maybe their nesting space is going to be a rock climbing wall or outside, outdoors. Maybe that's the place where they connect best with you. Maybe they need a sacred space that's like cozy and warm and inviting. Maybe they want something that is going to calm their bodies after a long and challenging school day when they've been holding everything in together and been working on feeling grounded and calm all day. Hi, conscious parents. It's Carrie here, and I am here with a little info about raising our mindful kids. I've got some tips and tricks about breaking free of the box and becoming who you are and teaching your kids how to do that along the way. Join us. Hi, conscious moms and dads. Do you have moments where you miss that flow state that you used to find before becoming a parent? Was there something that you used to work in that your heart was really passionate about and you felt like you were making a difference in the world? You can join us with a free guided meditation available in the show notes to help you rediscover your passion in life. Hi there, and welcome back. I'm Carrie, and I'm here today with a little mini for you guys, another mini mindful kids episode. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about nesting. As you can see, I'm nesting outside. And if you're on the audio version, then you can't see today's recording is actually outside as fall is kind of winding down. And I'm wanting to try to connect outside for as long as I can before the snow is here. Anyways, nesting is something that helps us to calm our bodies so that way we can connect with our hearts. That way we can connect with our family members. And that way we can really hear our inner guidance and hear our heart's desires. When we think about nesting, we can think about our space being a comfortable, cozy space. For some kids that are more high energy, maybe their nesting space is going to be a rock climbing wall or outside, outdoors. Maybe that's the place where they connect best with you. Maybe they need a sacred space that's like cozy and warm and inviting. Maybe they want something that is going to calm their bodies after a long and challenging school day when they've been holding everything in together and been working on feeling grounded and calm all day. Now we want to ground them in a new way because maybe they had to be in contact and in communication and in focusing their minds all day. They're exhausted and they need somewhere where they can just relax. And we can ask our kids too. A lot of these things I want you to take note and what you notice about your kids. Do they want to be with other people after school? Do they want to be on their own? Are they wanting to be outside, being active? That can be healing so often to so many of our kids. It's really hard if they have a lot of homework too, right? To be outside. So let's think about spaces that are going to help them decompress from their day, which also then helps them so they're able to engage with you. Do you really feel like engaging after a really intense work day where you've had a lot of deadlines at work or maybe a lot of meetings? Or for me, if I'm out and about and networking in a community, physically networking, which a lot of my stuff is online, but when I'm physically in a room after being an empath, I have to come home and recharge. And sometimes for me, that looks like sitting in a very, very quiet, dark corner with a big, fluffy comforter and watching some really cheesy episodes of TV. Whereas for my husband, because he sits at a computer all day, he wants to be woodworking or studying some algorithms. Sometimes he does that for fun in his time. So think about what each person is different. Think about what your child needs. And another way you can figure this out too is talking to them. What makes you recharge? Do you feel drained sometimes after school? Does a singing bowl help you to calm your body down? Sometimes my kids will go and grab the singing bowl during their snack time and they want moms just to sit and connect with them, do the singing bowl, and that's how we connect. So think about also if your kiddo would like a version of this outside. Do they want a cozy space outside? Do they want rough housing spaces outside, what does it look like for them? Do they need to have a nature walk each week where they can decompress, connect with nature, be outside, and recharge? And it can also look like maybe your kid doesn't want to do that in that exact instant, but if we encourage them and challenge them in their bodies a little bit to get outside, then they often can connect once they're there. This leads me to a little example of my kiddo. I actually recently shared with my 9-year-old. Okay, so mom and dad are helping you to become the best version of yourself. We are helping to guide you in certain situations like, oh, there's a car coming. Look before you cross the street, dude. We're also here to challenge you in certain pieces of your development. So sometimes we're going to really challenge you to leave the Lego room and go for a hike with us because we think that it'd really help your body. And once he's there, once we can get him, sometimes it's a transition is a little bit painful on a Saturday morning, especially if we've had a long week. But once we get him outside, it's crazy. He can resist it for a little while. We can talk him into it. We get there, and he's arms open to the sky, wandering around saying, "This is the best day ever." He's so recharged and so excited to be there that sometimes it's just that mindset of having to change when you're already tired from the day. So I've openly talked to him about how, as an adult, sometimes we want to challenge them as well. That's part of growing into a better version of themselves. So this week, I would love for you to try creating a sacred, comfortable nesting space. What's the space that's going to help your little person to recharge? What's the space that they're wanting? And it can include, for us, we ran out of spaces, which is kind of crazy, but we ran out of spaces. So we have our kids' nesting space. We asked them, "Do you guys wanna be in your closets? The floor of your closet doesn't have anything." We actually use our drawers a lot more. Long story short, we cleared out the bottom of their closets. We put comfy blankets, pillows, stuffies. We've got tons of books in there, and they go and they sit in their closet. They don't have to shut the closet door. They even have, like, little rolly doors. They don't even have a walk-in closet. I'm talking tiny little space. Kids feel safe sometimes in those tiny little spaces. That's what my kids wanted. My son even, like, hung a little mobile that he had that was created at school with all these little special birds. Each bird has a little word about how amazing he is from each friend at school. So they can bring in these tokens of special memories with them. This is something to think about this week. And definitely don't forget, you can ask your kids what helps them. One other piece, guys. Don't forget to do it for yourself, moms and dads. I see you. I know that conscious parent living can be harder. It's more challenging, right? We're change makers. We're making a difference every day in our kids' lives, in our lives, in our partners' lives. So it gets tiring. I encourage you, if you are one of those people that is down in the woodworking shop, I see you, husband. If you're one of those people, don't forget to give yourself a day of rest. Don't forget to give yourself a little time to just release in the best way that works for you. Happy times, parents. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks so much for tuning in, Changemakers. This is Carrie. And if you haven't done a review for us, 5 stars and a little few words about what you've enjoyed in our podcast episodes, we would really appreciate it. If you guys would like to ever message me, I would love any questions you have or any feedback at info@hearttoheartlife.com. We also have a brand new website, which we're super excited to share. It's hearttoheartlife.com. Thanks so much for tuning in, and happy life, happy times, Changemaker families. Please remember that the information shared on this podcast is educational in nature and does not constitute licensed mental health advice. If you need such advice, you should speak with a licensed professional about your unique situation. Thanks so much, happy listeners.